Breaking news, breaking news, breaking news. Do 50 Cent have Rick Ross shook? We're going to explore that in this. We're going to go through the history of where the beef started from where Rick Ross said that 50 Cent gave him a look when he was performing, and that's where this whole mess started. Now they got Big Meats caught up. They got Floyd Mayweather caught up. Everybody caught up in this. Let's sit back and get this thing popping. All right? You know what it is, unique Mecca Audio, man. We're going to talk about 50 Cent over here and see what's going on with the beef with him and Rick Ross. I found a video that I liked that I wanted to share with y'all, but make sure you subscribe at Juanita Mecca Audio. All right, let's go.
Is there anything about Ross and his career that you have any respect for?
Oh, no, there's nothing there. There's nothing there. I never wanted to work with him.
Rick Ross spent years fronting like he was unbothered, but his baby mama just pulled the curtain back on the truth. He's terrified of 50 Cent, and it's way uglier than anyone imagined.
I'm deciding to your life up.
What you do when somebody tell you that they're deciding to F your life up? How do you react? How do you prepare for war? Somebody tell me how you prepare for war when somebody say, I'm gonna F your life up.
Rick, bro, I'm gonna your life up.
The man who built his empire on being a boss? Turns out he's been losing sleep over the one enemy he can't shake.
I kicked Rick ass. Kicked Rick Ross ass, right?
And when Ross finally fired back, it wasn't just about pride, it was about survival. The way 50 ripped him apart from the inside will have you wondering how Ross even managed to stay standing. And guess what? It all started over a look. Yeah, just one glance at the 2008 BET Awards, and suddenly Ross had a personal vendetta against 50 Cent.
Ross and 50, they've had a long-standing beef for years. And I think this Rick Ross beef is the one beef that 50 will never let go of.
But here's the kicker. 50 didn't even realize he was in a feud. He later admitted he couldn't even remember seeing Ross that night. But Ross? He took that as straight up disrespect.
That's crazy, right? When somebody don't even see you and you don't put it in your mind and started a beef, you know? Rick Ross need to come clean, and you know, I may see Rick Ross this Friday. He's coming to the Barclays, and I'm gonna ask Rick Ross, like, you know, where did this begin? That's the same thing I asked Gene Deal. I like to know, where do these things begin at? That's what we need to know. All right?
At the time, Ross was sitting pretty at the top of his career, 2 platinum albums deep and cementing his status as the ultimate rap boss. He felt untouchable, but when he locked eyes with 50 at the BET Awards, something inside him snapped.
Say what the you want about 50 Cent, but I swear this man's pettiness is uncanny. Like this nigga, I feel is everybody's alter ego.
Maybe it was paranoia. Maybe he was reaching for some extra clout. Either way, he made the deadliest mistake of his career, coming for one of the most ruthless figures in hip-hop history. And let's keep it real, 50 didn't even notice him. That's the level of pettiness we're talking about here.
It was sort of embarrassing to me, you know, because as you listen to his raps, you would definitely believe him, but I mean, it was surprising that he would sit there and say he spends $200 a month on food, $300 a month on clothes, his jewelry is rented.
But Ross?
Yo, that's crazy, right? Baby mama mad, so she go up there to air him out, and she's sitting up there with the ops. How do you get over that? Now, if that was you when you was in Rick Ross' shoes, or, you know, and then your baby mother go up there with your ops eating your back out, with your ops sitting right there, you know, would you continue to take care of the kid? And I already know everybody's gonna say the kid have nothing to do with it, blah, 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 blah. But we dealing with a man's pride and ego that's been hurt now. So now, let me put it on the street level, right? Because we like to ride. We're gonna put it on the street level. It's like if a female do that to us on the street and we on the street, she gets nothing. She can't ask for nothing, can't come around nothing, and she is nothing. It's like she don't even exist to us no more. And then you say, oh, they messed up. He's taking it out on the kid. Yes, that's the way we move. That's the level of pettiness when you on the street. That's why you go get yourself a job, you go get yourself an education, you go get yourself a trade, and then you move forward so you take care of your responsibilities and don't open up the door for all of this. But when you're in the street, you don't care about nobody but yourself and your character, your pride, your ego, your honor, your loyalty. If any of that come into question or anybody cross that, it's a wrap. You don't want to have nothing to do with them. So would you continue to pay for the kid if your baby mama did what Rick Ross' baby mama did? Finish listening to the rest of this. You're going to hear the rest, because this gets even crazier. She wearing panties standing up over 50 Cent while he laying on the ground taking pictures up over crotch. And this is his baby mother. Would you continue to take care of a kid if your baby mama did that? But I know, like I said, y'all going to say the baby got nothing to do with it. But put yourself, if that was you it happened to. It's always easy to play Monday morning quarterback after the Sunday evening game. He should have threw it here, he should have did this, he should have cut, he should have bobbed, he should have weaved. So now you want to talk about this situation. How would you handle it? Listen to the rest of this. Let's get on to see. This baby mama is vicious, man.
He saw an opening and went all in, launching a full-scale attack. The problem? He severely underestimated who he was dealing with. Ross thought he could stir up some drama and attach his name to one of rap's biggest stars.
Hey, y'all, I ain't even gonna front though, right? We gotta keep it 100. Rick is what we call in New York a funny country mother effer. That's the type of dude, right? When I used to go to Miami, like, we always ride. When I used to live down there in Miami, and I used to go, like, I'm gonna even pick a joint, Tough Tuesdays, at Tucker's, right across from Miami-Dade, right there around the corner from the Rolex, right? They used to have the crabs out there that they cook in the parking lot. And we out there, we eating crabs, we drinking beer, and we drinking Remy Mar. That's what we was drinking then. So we drinking that Remy and, drinking our little Heinekens and Corona with the lemon, and we eating the crabs, and everybody out there just talking crap, telling jokes. And then Rick Ross would just be that funny mother that come out there eating food everywhere, shit all over his mouth. You know what I mean? And he's just talking, he's spitting all on everybody. But, you can't even get mad because he's a funny dude. I mean, you just laughing your ass off and you dogging, spit coming out of his mouth with crab meat, But he's a funny country mother, man. So, this commentary is saying that he went at 50 and like 50 is out his league. Now, Rick Ross could hold his own on the comedy and the social media. 50 is just the gangster on the social media, and he's comical because he gets, like they say, petty and low down and dirty. 50 is what you'll call in the hood grimy. You know what I mean? But look what his name, 50. That means you don't know which side he gonna go on, and that's why he love it, and that's why he living up to it. Let's keep it moving.
What he didn't expect? 50 was about to blow everything up. Ross didn't just throw a little shade in an interview. He went straight for the kill with mafia music. And he didn't hold back. In the track, Ross made a not-so-subtle jab at the house fire that nearly wiped out 50's baby mama and their son, Marquise.
Finna dig up a whole bunch of motherfucking maggots right now, ho. I'm not finna play with you, you Ozempic bitch.
See, that's what I'm talking about. You got an angry baby mother. That's no different than what Meech is going through now, that you got an angry Tammy Cohen. So do we believe the baby mama? Do we believe Tammy Cohen? Or do we just watch it for entertainment and take it to the next level? Let's keep it moving.
Now, at first listen, it might sound like just another rap flex, but everybody knew what Ross was insinuating. He was stirring up one of the darkest accusations against 50. Something that had already put him under the microscope. Even 50's ex, Shaniqua Tompkins, publicly pointed the finger at him for that fire, which burned the house to the ground while 6 people were inside. Ross...
Yo, 50, yeah. I remember I heard about that when I was locked up. 50 burnt his baby mama house down. I said, man, if I can't have it, you can't either. You need to pack your bags and get out and take the baby, the water, and the photo album. You know, and whatever you need to take me to court, but you ain't living in that mother while you talking about me like that. Because that's when 50's baby mom went at him all crazy. So 50 said, man, you know what? I'm paying for this house. I'll burn this mother effer down.
Saw the controversy and ran with it, doubling down on the disrespect. And you already know 50 wasn't about to let that slide. But Ross didn't just stop at the diss track. He started flexing like he had already won the war before it even started. Talking big, acting like he ran hip-hop, like 50 was just another stepping stone. But if there's one thing 50 does better than anybody in the game, he takes rap beefs to a whole other level. See, 50 wasn't about to drop just another diss track. He was about to dismantle Rick Ross's entire persona. So he started digging, and what he uncovered changed everything. That's when 50 exposed Ross's past as a correctional officer, a bombshell that completely shattered Ross's street legend status. Ross had spent years building an empire off the image of a certified boss, a kingpin straight out of the trenches, a hustler who made it out by any means necessary. But 50 had the receipts. And when those pictures dropped, it was over. Ross, standing there in a correctional officer's uniform, a man who rapped about pushing weight, was actually pushing prison paperwork.
So what do y'all think about Ross being a correction officer? Somebody put in the comments. I remember when this first came out. So do you consider a correction officer a cop? Because I can't do that because I lived with them for 26 years and quite a few of them did what they were supposed to do that was outside the bounds of what they were supposed to do is all I'm going to say. So it's the individual and what's his purpose for being there. You got some correction officers that go to work to get a paycheck and you get some that go to work just to harass you and take, you know, and just antagonize you the same way guys like you antagonize them growing up. So in other words, they was like cowards from the street. Then, you know, here go all the aggressive dudes that getting the money, breaking the law, the girls looking at, and they getting laughed at, you know. And then now they get a job where they are those same men that laughed at them overseer, and that's when they take advantage and they push it to the next level. All right?
50 made sure the entire world knew the truth. And just like that, the self-proclaimed boss got his entire credibility torched. But 50 wasn't done. Not even close. Instead of stopping there, he went straight to the source, Rick Ross's own baby mama,
This way
Tia
get
Kemp.
dirty.
And let's just say, she had plenty to get off her chest.
I bet she did.
Sitting down with 50, Tia aired out every humiliating detail about Ross's so-called boss lifestyle. According to her, Ross was nothing but smoke and mirrors, leasing cars, renting jewelry, and fronting like his life was way more luxurious than it actually was. In his lyrics, he made it sound like he owned everything. In reality, he was just leasing the lifestyle. But that wasn't even the worst part. 50 took it even further. Tia didn't just spill the tea, she confirmed the correctional officer rumors, doubling down on the damage. And then, 50 did something Ross could never recover from. He spoiled Tia himself. Yeah, 50 took Ross's own baby mama on
Listen to what he did with Ross's baby mama.
a shopping spree, flexing like he was the real boss. And if that wasn't disrespectful enough, 50 flew Ross's son out to Vegas with Floyd Mayweather, snapping pictures of them living it up. And where was Ross?
Yo, could you believe that? 50 and Ross beefing, and he flies Ross's son out there. Did Ross's son let him know that he was invited to go out with 50 Cent, his #1 ops? Or is he beefing with Ross because the baby mama turned the son against Ross? That's what always happened. Baby mamas wind up, you know, because they got the control. They live with the kid every day. So they screw the kid head up. The kid head gets screwed up, don't know what time it is, don't even know what pot to piss in, you know? And then now they say, oh, it's the father's fault. You know what I mean? No, the mother didn't allow the father to be a father to the child, you know? And let me ask you a question, because we ride. Let me ask you this, right? Do you think that a man or a baby father or a father of a child should put up with a mother's disrespect in order to deal with the child? And I know a lot of y'all watch it and say, you know, from the civilian point of view, yeah, you know, the child come first, so you're supposed to put it aside. But what if you just can't work with this hooker? What if you tried everything with this tramp, but she just trash? You know what I mean? And, you know, I know you're going to say, well, you should have knew she was trash when you got with her, you know? But then the street dude will say, yeah, I knew she was trash, but she had good head. You know what I mean? He said, you know, so be like, so what's your biggest regret? You know, she should have swallowed it. You know, that's what he's going to say. Her biggest regret, she should have swallowed it. Because she done brought him out here, don't know how to, you know, be a mother, won't allow me to be a father, and think because she has the child, that now she could disrespect me and talk to me any kind of way, right? Would you allow that woman to talk to you any kind of way just because she have your son? Yeah, you know, you're supposed to do whatever to be with your son. We got all of that. But I'm talking about when they doing stuff like what you hearing, this female, I think her name is Tia, stuff Vic Baby, let's look what Rick Ross' baby mama did with 50 Cent, and you tell me if you feel the same way.
Silent. He couldn't do anything to undo it. The internet had already run wild with it, and 50 had just locked in one of the most disrespectful moves in hip-hop beef history. But then, 50 made a critical mistake. He took things too far. He leaked a tape featuring Ross's other baby mama, Lastonia Leviston, and this time, it backfired hard.
Now, that's her, right? Shorty real slick, right? She winds up suing him because he leaked the tape. Listen how this play out, how she rearranged 50 Cent's whole life where he had to file for bankruptcy because he lost for that $5 million. Check it.
Not only did this one move flip the script, but it also ended up costing 50 a massive $5 million lawsuit. Lastonia sued for emotional distress, and when the judge ruled in her favor, 50 took a real hit.
So check it out, right? So Rick got two baby mamas, right? One that decided to take, you know, 50 coming at her to court, got the bag, $5 million. Did anybody know 50 wound up giving it to her when he filed bankruptcy? He didn't have to give her nothing because it said he was broke. Then he have another baby mother that we gonna ride with. That's the one Tia. So one takes him to court and pull up a boss move, right? And then the other one put on some panties, stand up, spread her legs, and have 50 take pictures of her crotch, and them take pictures of 50 on his back, take a picture of her crop, and put it up on social media. If that was your baby mama that did that, where you see your ops laying down between her legs, taking pictures, and then she call you and say the baby needs some milk or the baby needs some Pampers, be honest, would you give it to her? Let's keep it 100. Would you give it to her? Hey, yo, be on the lookout for Cashbox, man. It's coming real soon, Cashbox. Remember that. When you send your money to Cashbox and it get there and the person is accepting the money, when they accept the money, it don't go in their account. It stays in a virtual vault. It alerts you that John Doe is accepting the money you sent, and then you hit yes, it go back to the virtual vault, and then the virtual vault release it. If it's no, and that's not who you want to send it to, when John Doe is trying to accept it, you say, man, I wasn't trying to send that $1,000 to John Doe. You pull it back. You know what I mean? And you could, you know, say, nah, that's not who I'm sending it to, and change it to, like I said, Jane Doe, because you don't want John Doe to know. You can even send it anonymously. You know, they call it Ghost Box on Cashbox. So if you're dealing with such and such girl, such and such wife, and you're trying to send some money to her, but you don't want her man to know, you could just send it anonymously. That's Cashbox. All right?
It stung so bad that he had to file for bankruptcy. For the first time in this war, 50 actually took an L. But Ross? He just kept making music, acting like nothing happened. And somehow fans stopped caring so much about the Officer Ricky scandal. Fast forward, and just when people thought this beef had finally died down, Tia Kemp came back for more.
Check this out.
She jumped on Instagram Live and let the whole world know that Ross is still shook of 50. Why? Because 50 knows too much.
Now imagine baby mama jump on internet and gonna say that you scared of your ops and then call you that the baby need new shoes. Or you gonna give it to her? You put it in the comments. I know y'all gonna say the baby got nothing to do with it, but be honest and put it in the comments if your baby mama went this far. So maybe Tia watched this and understand that she violated and that's why they got the relationship that they got and all she's getting is whatever the court ordered. Alright?
Tia didn't just throw shade. She hinted that Ross might be tangled up in something way darker than just rap beef. And just when things couldn't get messier, boom, some vintage Tia flicks started circulating online. Specifically, her 2009 Smooth magazine cover shoot. Now, baby mama thirst traps are nothing new, but what made these pics extra scandalous? It wasn't just about how she was posing, it was who she was posing with. And guess what? The man behind the camera was 50 Cent himself, Rick Ross's biggest enemy, casually playing photographer for Ross's baby mama like it was some kind of personal art project. In the now viral cover shot, Tia is perched right over 50, rocking nothing but lacy black panties, a sparkly sheer top, and bright red heels.
Hey, Rick, I just did this photo shoot. I know you saw it in the magazine, but you know, the baby has a cold. Can you give me Uber fare to go such and such? You know you're supposed to do that. That's different. You gotta do that. You know what I mean? But a dude from the street, a petty dude, gonna say, I'm not giving you nothing. You call that nigga and you used the money that you used when he was between your crotch taking pictures and you violated me. And you get where you need to go that way. Kill me, but I'm just letting you know how the street mentality work. Don't get involved in the street. It ain't worth it because you ain't trying to have this mentality.
While 50 is laid out on the floor, snapping the pic with a retro camera aimed right at her. And as if the whole setup wasn't shady enough, Smooth magazine made it even pettier. Their subheading, "Where's the beef?" Oh, and just to twist the knife deeper, they let 50 Cent himself introduce Rick Ross's baby mama, Tia. Not only did 50 handpick Tia for her little magazine moment, but he made absolutely sure Ross knew who was behind it all. Fast forward to today, and these two are still finding new ways to take shots at each other. The latest chapter, Rick Ross linking up with Big Meech after his prison release.
That was crazy.
A power move that had 50 absolutely fuming. And why? Because 50 Cent is the executive producer of the BMF TV series, the official story of Meech's empire. So for Ross to cozy up with Meech, 50 saw it as the ultimate betrayal. And you know 50 wasn't about to let that slide.
All right, so stop. So now 50 sees it as the ultimate betrayal for Big Meech, who he looked out for his son and him and his brand to be with his ops taking pictures. But the question is, 50, how do you think that move went when you hooked up with Rick Ross' baby mother Tia, laid on your back, taking pictures of her crotch? Should Rick have continued to deal with her? Was you trying to break up their relationship, 50? It's just a question. Or was you just getting even at him and you wasn't trying to break up the relationship, or you didn't give a crap about the relationship? I mean, whatever it is, but these are the thoughts that I want y'all to have to really understand what go on with it. 50 mad about me taking a picture with Ross, so therefore, 50, you could understand why Ross was mad at you for taking a picture laying down on your back between his baby mama crotch, right? Oh, okay, I'm just asking.
He hopped on Instagram with a giant rat meme and a not-so-subtle caption, "I think I'm Big Meech." But that wasn't even the worst part. In the caption,
Vivica.
50 made it very clear. Meech made a massive mistake by distancing himself from one key person, Tammy Cowens. If you're wondering who that is, you're not alone. Tammy was Meech's assistant and business partner back in the day, but here's the plot twist. She allegedly flipped and became an FBI informant. And just when things couldn't get any wilder, Ross jumped into the mess, laughing at how pressed 50 was over the whole situation. Meech taking a picture with Ross, that was just another shot fired in this never-ending war. But if there's one person who loves clowning Ross as much as 50 Cent, it's Tia Kemp. And she just took things to a whole new level. Tia dragged Ross right into Diddy's freak-off party scandal. straight up claiming that Ross was mixed up in the same shady business that got Diddy hit with federal trafficking charges.
Now Tia trying to get Ross locked up on federal traffic charges, and this a baby mama. So let me ask you this, ladies, if you in that situation, would you do what Tia did? And gentlemen, do you agree with what Tia did? Because if Ross goes to jail, that means no more child support, no more looking out. So I guess Ross must have really just cut her off all the way, and she said, I ain't got nothing to lose, so he might as well just get up out of here. I mean, somebody put it in the comments.
She even threw in a little extra spice, calling Ross out with the phrase Diddy Doula, suggesting he had some involvement in the wild suspect parties Diddy is now being investigated for. And she didn't stop there. Tia fired off at Ross, telling him to check on his friend, throwing massive shade at their past parties and that weird social media bromance they had. The implication? Ross might have been deeper in the...
Look at Ross. Look at Ricky Ross.
...mix than people realized. And this wasn't even the first time she put Ross on blast. She jumped on Instagram Live, clowning Ross for staying silent about Diddy's situation. But Tia wasn't just talking. She came with receipts and wasn't afraid to name drop. Then, she went even deeper, claiming Ross wasn't just connected to Diddy's scandal, but to something way more sinister. According to Tia, Ross himself was involved in putting hits on people, and she made it very clear she wasn't done yet. Her next move? Blow the whistle and send federal authorities straight to his doorstep. And then, things took a real dark turn. Tia dropped a bombshell that left fans stunned. She brought up a murder. She mentioned a name that caught everyone off guard, Ms. Carroll. Now, if you're wondering who Ms. Carroll is, Tia claims she was murdered after leaving her mom's house. And the drama was somehow linked to Ross and his crew.
Now, why would a baby mother even do something like that? Do y'all agree with that? Put in the comments. Then now she done put out there that, yeah, my baby father bodied somebody. My baby mother, listen to this. Stop it, man, stop it. Let's get a grip.
And that wasn't all. She even referenced a man who was shot right in front of Black House. Another situation that could be connected to Ross's inner circle. At this point, Tia isn't just stirring the pot. She's threatening to blow the whole lid off. And if even half of what she's saying is true, Ross might be looking at something way worse than just rap beef. Then, in an episode of Reha, Please Tia came through with even more tea, and this time, she had some things to set straight. First off, Tia's been dealing with co-parenting chaos with Rick Ross for 18 years, and at this point, she's done playing games. Imagine trying to raise a son, while the other parent pulls disappearing acts, popping in and out like it's some twisted game of peekaboo.
Stop it. She didn't care about him popping in and out, playing peekaboo, whatever you saying it looked like. What she cared about was this man getting the bag and not breaking me off more than what I'm already getting, even though I'm getting a substantial amount. I want more because he's getting more, and I got his baby. I'm entitled to it. I'm going to get the court to get involved, and I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that, and that's what it is. It wasn't about him coming to see the baby. She didn't care if he came to see the baby. Just send him money so she could get dressed and nails and hair done, and then put the baby in Gucci.
That's exactly what Tia's been dealing with, and she's had enough. This wasn't just about flashy headlines. Tia came with all the family mess, the dirty laundry, and the receipts she's been holding on to for years. And guess what? She's claiming Rick's out here with more kids than he can even keep track of.
And?
Yeah, you heard that right?
And?
She hinted that Ross has some major skeletons in his closet. One of them. Apparently, he's got a child with a Russian woman that he's been keeping on the low. But this ain't just about...
And who cares?
about Ross being a dad. According to Tia, Ross is more focused on flexing his power and ego than actually being there for his kid.
And you're focused on trying to tear that down. Does that make that right, or does that make any sense? Y'all put it in the comments.
She even told Young Miami about the time Ross tried to ship their son off to a random college in Mississippi. Not because it was the best choice for him, but because Ross wanted to control the situation.
At least Ross is putting the kid in college. What more do you want? Damn, could he have some type of decision-making in his son's life and future after he's the one putting the bag up? I mean, somebody tell me if they agree or disagree with that.
And Tia? She also opened up about the pain of raising a child in the spotlight.
You put yourself in the spotlight when you spread your legs and threw your crotch over 50's face while he laid on the ground and took pictures for Smooth Magazine while they took pictures of him. But you don't like the spotlight. I understand.
Her son is now off at an HBCU, but he had to sit there and explain to his classmates why his own father didn't show up to his high school graduation.
He was on tour, damn it. Oh, he should have come. That's more important than anything. You're right, but how do you know that the plane couldn't get there on time? The plane was delayed. It could have been anything, but they throw it out there. Oh, he missed his son's graduation. Why? No, there's no reason for it. Okay, but the plane was delayed. The weather, anything. Let's go.
Imagine that. A kid who had Ross cheering him on at football games, but when it came to one of the biggest moments of his life, Ross was a no-show. Just gone. And Tia? She's not shy about how much this hurt both her and their son. But what frustrates her even more? The way Ross seems to use their kid as a pawn in their never-ending drama. And don't even get her started on Ross's sister, Renee. Apparently, Renee has been meddling in Tia and Ross's business since day one. And Tia, she's got zero respect for her. And trust, she's not holding back when it comes to calling her out. Tia also spilled on a wild situation where she got into an altercation with one of Ross's baby mamas, and child neglect even got brought into the mix. But here's where things get real. Tia opened up about the pressure she's faced for years to stay quiet, all for the sake of keeping the peace. But after 18 years of dealing with Ross and...
Oh, so in other words, after 18 years of dealing with Ross, when there was no more checks coming, she had to find a way to tear him down, because I'm sure he had to pay while he was on the child support. Now the kid is 18, he ain't got to give her a dime, she ain't got a pot to piss in, so now she's trying to air him out and bring him down, and any little thing she could remember, make up, whatever it is, she gonna put it in social media and try and make him feel like crap, because now she calls him and say she needs some money, and he tell her he ain't got it, or he tell her flat out no. And she's like, well, you was giving me $30,000 a month until he turned 18. Yeah, well, now I ain't got nothing for you. And that's what created what we have today.
And his mess, she's done. And Ross, he's desperate to shut her up. She even revealed that Ross has been trying to silence her, sending cease and desist letters,
and that's legal.
Threatening legal action if she doesn't stop talking. But Tia, she doesn't care one bit. She straight up told Ross to take his legal threats and shove them. Ross tried to clap back, but it was too late. The damage was already done. The internet was already connecting the dots, and it was looking real bad for him. Now people are questioning everything. Is there more to Ross's past than we ever knew? Is he hiding something darker? Did 50 Cent actually win this beef?
And that's where we at. What do you think? You know, look at that. Do it with another man's son. Somebody tell me what's going on. How would you feel in that situation if that was you? All right? Let's tap out. Subscribe to my daughter's YouTube channel at Juanita Mecca Audio, Juanita, Mecca Audio, Unique Mecca Audio Prison Stories, and Mecca Audio TV. All right?
Cheers, cheers, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.
Fresh out the can of 26, he back on the strip, getting back in the mix. What he mentions a gift. You stand up 10 toes down, and I suggest you pay attention to this. Take a little gully posse and put it in Harlem. He cut from the bottom, came up from the bottom. Drop the book, you should go and get it. An Instagram page and a YouTube, you could go and visit. Then you could consider yourself LinkedIn. Sit front row and get Jews from a kingpin. How he went through it, so you ain't gotta go do it. To not pay attention would be stupid. Talking about a man that probably put your grandfather on. Probably the reason that him and your grams got along. A man that generated millions on the block, did his time, never squilling to the cops, Mecca Audio. alive like 2 G's in the 90s. Drop top beamer so shiny. I let shorty go, she was whiny. Treat her like my past, she behind me. Spend a couple bands on the Dapper Dan. Yui back again, getting green like a Packers fan. No cap, it's a roaring uptown. They be horn uptown, Dominican bust downs. Now we on the positive, Yui got a lot to give. Now he trying to stop the kids from being inoperative. So take heed, homie, lend a ear. He started in uptown, he gon' finish dead. But now it ain't about selling drugs, buying cars. It's about buying property to make the community yours, so we can get back to the
Cheers, cheers, toast the crime, the crime, the crime, the crime.